Hey guys, welcome back to Debate Hut. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Orville, which is a sci-fi comedy TV series now streaming on Disney Plus. So there are currently three seasons of the series, and after watching the third season, I just knew I had to do a review on it. It hasn't been renewed as of me making this video and recording it, which is really sad, but I'll still highly recommend this series and I'll tell you why in this video. And of course, there will be no spoilers whatsoever because I want you guys to watch it and I don't want you guys to have any spoilers and have stuff spoiled for you because that's not good. So let's get started. But before I do, please make sure to like and subscribe. And just to note, Grace hasn't seen it, hasn't really heard of it either, I think, by the sounds of it. So
No,
it's
it isn't.
completely new. So for those of you guys who are new like Grace, you guys are going to go on a journey while I tell you about the Orville. Sorry. Right, the plot. So it's set 400 years in the future that follows the adventures of the Orville, which is a mid-level exploratory spaceship. Its crew, both human and alien, face the wonders and dangers of outer space. So why did I watch it? Um, I had seen this pop up a lot in my recommended on Disney Plus, and I was also personally recommended it by my auntie and uncle, and I love Star Trek. I'm towards Star Trek than Star Wars side of things, and it's something that the creator also like that was where he drew his inspiration from Star Trek. So hearing that as well, I was like, okay, maybe I should watch this. And I thought it was about time I tried it, and I did, and I finished all three seasons within a couple of days. I couldn't stop watching it. It was amazing and very funny. And the number of times in the middle of the night, like let's say 11 o'clock, maybe early morning, let's say probably 2 o'clock in the morning, the number of times I would just straight up just get up, like I'd have my laptop here and I'd literally just get up and I'd just start laughing. It was crazy. It was so crazy. And the comedy is really prevalent, but it had its really serious moments too. And I'll talk about that a little later as well. But yeah, honestly, the comedy was so good. And if you might not be into the whole sci-fi sort of thing, but you love a good comedy, then maybe give this a try because I think it could work because I like as much as I prefer Star Trek to Star Wars, I'm still not like a massive uber fan of both. Like I would watch it, but I don't really watch it sort of thing. But this, 100% happy to watch season four, season five, season six, up to season 20 if that happens or whatever. But yeah, so this is definitely for Star Trek fans, I think. That's something I want to highlight. But it's also something that anyone who also loves the idea of like sort of discovering like what's outside of Earth, this is fiction also, yeah, while I said it's a comedy, also Star Wars, Star Trek fans, Star Wars maybe as well and people who like sci-fi stuff. And I really just loved getting to see these different characters, the crew interacted with, and their culture and their beliefs. And there are some really strange aliens they encounter, like really strange. But that's what made the show really interesting for me, and I guess really unpredictable. And it was also really nice just seeing some familiar faces pop up too. There are cameos. I was just about to say one, but I don't want to spoil it. So you guys got to watch it to see what I'm talking about. Or maybe just search it up if you guys can't be asked to watch it. Don't do that though. Watch it. 100% watch it. And some of these characters or aliens, whatever you want to call them, that we meet, they sometimes appear in other episodes too. So it's nice to see that they're all sort of connected. Like they're not sort of just a one pop up and that's it. They're done with. Some of them pop up again, and I really enjoyed that. And like I said before, I was going to talk about this. The show also tackles like a range of complex issues, like talking about gender equality, religion, changing your gender, and it has a really ethical feel to it. And I mean, there's a culture in the show that bases their decisions based on the majority and not the minority, for example. So I really just enjoyed that. Like, whilst the show is so funny and I can't stop laughing, and like I said before, I just get up in the middle of the night, just start cackling away. This show also has its really serious moments, And I just love that. It gave the show the depth, and it also just showed that, it's not just a comedy. There's more to it. It's not supposed to just be a comedy. The main cast is amazing. I love getting to see them go on a journey with them, and like, sorry, I love getting to see them go on a journey and like going on the journey with them and like getting to see who they actually are. Um, we really do get a nice, good spotlight on each of them. Like, there's no one is like more favored than the others. It was nice just getting to see the interaction between them all, but also like their sort of solo stories as well. My favorite, it's gonna be a tough one. But I think it'd have to be Isaac, which is weird. If you've seen this show, you'll know why. But I just loved his development. I thought he was amazingly done well. Sometimes you're feeling pity for him. Sometimes you just can't stop laughing. Other times you're just really angry, and it's just a mix of emotions. My second would have to be Bortus. He really grew on me as well. Like, I wasn't much a fan at first, like the first couple of episodes, but honestly, past that, really started to enjoy him. Loved his development too. Like I said, the acting really good too, especially Bortus's. Like when he speaks about Topa at the end of season three, like if you guys have seen that, then you know what I'm talking about. It was honestly so amazing. The story, the plot line, and the connectedness of all of them, like between the episodes and the seasons, it was just amazing, and I loved it. I don't think I can say anything bad about this show. It's one of the shows that I'm holding up on a pedestal. Like, it's so good. I think my favorite episode, sort of storyline, sort of plot line, whatever you want to call it, was the one about the Mocklans and that they don't like women. And so it explores like changing your gender as a baby and not making the choice yourself, whether that is right or not. And I actually sort of like the fact that they made a reference to a baby with having three legs because, it sort of took me back to when I watched All About Steve. Not sure if that was a deliberate link or not, but yeah, that was interesting. I found that interesting anyway. But yeah, it was honestly just a really interesting storyline that, and they didn't just play around it with just once. That was a repeated storyline. That wasn't a repeated storyline. What I mean to say is that it just kept on. It was it was there for the entirety of the show, sort of. If that makes sense. Like it was still relevant. It still came back to it. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much. Hopefully, I haven't already. So yeah, go right ahead and watch the show. But yeah, I'm just gonna move on from that. The three seasons. It had three seasons, and this is one of the shows in which the show just kept getting better and better after season after season and after season. Season three took it to a whole other level. And I've only said that about a couple of shows. Like the only one I can think of straight away is The Outpost, because after season one and then season two and then season three, like it just kept getting better and better. And the same with this. It definitely fits it to a T. And I'm really hoping, praying for a season four. I know loads of people who are also feeling the same. I honestly don't think I really saw that many bad reviews about it. If any, I don't honestly, I can't think of anybody having said anything bad about it. But yeah, so hopefully they do a season four. But if they don't, they've thankfully sort of left it in a really nice place, in a good place. So if season three was to be the end, it'll be really sad, don't get me wrong. I'll be completely devastated. But it won't feel unfinished. So that's great. So if you're sort of put off like at the fact that it might not be renewed, or there's just so much unknown and uncertainty about it, then don't be, because at the end of season three you'll feel sort of okay. You won't feel like there's something missing massively, something. But saying that, there has to be a season four. There has to be. They have to do a season four. I can't believe they haven't renewed it yet. Guys, if you're as mad or as just frustrated as me, then let me know, because honestly, I can't believe they haven't. It's honestly one of those shows that has been doing so well, and they're not saying anything about season four. They're saying so tight-lipped about it. They're like, "Oh yeah, we haven't renewed it, so we're just waiting to hear about it." I'm like, why? Why? But yeah, if I haven't emphasized enough, it is honestly one of the best shows I've seen. I would recommend it. Watch it now. watch it straight away as soon as you've seen this. Like, you know, you might like it for the comedy. You might like it for the cast. You might like it for the different aliens, the different cultures they encounter, the storylines, or maybe the social or cultural issue that are brought up. There is honestly something for everyone in this show. There is so much diversity in a sense. There's just so much different stuff going on, and I think that's honestly that's what makes the show so different. Like from season one to season three, like season three got very more serious. Like the issues they were bringing up and stuff, it was more serious, but still they managed to have comedy on there. Like I found season three hilarious. So, you know, the show does it good. Everything amazing. Sorry, I feel like I went on a rant and I feel like I've been talking for like 3 hours. I'm gonna let Grace talk now. Grace, what do you think? Does it sound good? Have I convinced you?
Well, you sound. Well, I can answer that question. It does sound like you've been talking for like 3 hours, but it does
Rude.
sound pretty good. And I actually been looking at some images, and when you said it looks like Star Trek, I'm like, yes, it does. Like color coded, and the aliens. Well, some of the aliens look a bit weird, but kind of reminds me of Doctor
Yeah.
Who. Anyway, but yeah, it sounds interesting. I'm ashamed that you said like it's like that they stopped the season, well, the show. So I hope there's gonna be season four, like for you and other people who are lost in sorrows. But yeah, I might give it a try, and yeah, probably be really interesting.
I hope you will. I hope this is at the top of your list. Scratch out your list of stuff I've given you and add this to the top. Scratch out everything. Just cross it out, rub it
Okay,
out.
okay, your
I'm
command.
I'm gonna watch it again. After this, I'm gonna watch it again. I promise, guys. But yeah, that ends my non-spoiler review today on The Orville, which I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope I've managed to encourage you to watch it, or maybe even rewatch it if you're like me. And yeah, just leave a comment down below. Have you seen it? What were your thoughts on it? Did you have a favorite character, favorite episode, favorite moment? Did you enjoy? Do you want to see a season four? Like, when do you think we'll get a season four? All of that rubbish. Let me know down below. And if you've watched it, I think we should set up some sort of something like on our website
Yeah,
or
you should do
something.
a
Just
campaign,
we should because it honestly deserves a season
do a
four.
protest.
Yeah. Most shows they get worse and worse from season to season. This show better and better and better. And I can't wait to see what they do for season four. What would the storylines be? But yeah, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our content. Also, check out our social media stuff, Instagram, Twitter, and our website with a blog, so you can interact with us on all of them, or any of them, whichever ones you prefer. Very interested and keen to hear from you guys with any suggestions or want to see your thoughts on stuff or anything. So get in touch with us. And that's it for today. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.